Alright, today I'm just revisiting the Varmint XL-250 on the bench before I put it away. I didn't go through it much. Actually, I just posted one yesterday. I made one. So before I put this one away, the Varmint XL-250, just going through it a little bit. You know, a lot of people hate varmints and talk about how nasty they are. But, you know, going through them and seeing for myself, on the regular side, meaning high power and low power, it's just a basic grounded grid amplifier, you know, like a DNA or Palomar. I would say no better, no worse, you know, right in there with those. But with the Supermod switch activated, it does bias the driver tube and turns the driver tube from basically a straight amplifier to more like a modulator. So when you put it on Supermod, it takes that one. This one is one drive and two. But any of them you put on Supermod, I think they all just take the driver tube, and instead of being a linear amplifier, it makes it into a modulator type amplifier with lots of swing. And maybe that's where the nasty comes from. You know, on Supermod, I could see that with the modulator for a driver. Same as you use, you know, a JB12 in front of a regular amplifier. You get the audio, but, you know, audio ain't free. But the design of this thing, other than the Supermod, is a basic grounded grid amplifier. And this one does have a driver plate. There would be driver tune. And if you see that trimmer cap underneath the board there, that would be driver load. You know, the filter caps are mounted weird on this one. Going down that way, I guess there's not a lot of room in this amp. On that XL-150 I did not too long ago, turning it over, it had a board mounted up here, and the high voltage filter caps were mounted there. But anyway, looking at it, here's the input tuner or input trimmer cap there, so it does have input tuning. And over here it's got the output tank circuit, just a basic pi circuit with a tuning load. And you got the plate over here. That actually would be plate tune and load for this one, and then driver plate would be plate tune, and then the load would be that trimmer. And going straight down, if you can see that screwdriver adjustment, that's the top of that trimmer cap. So in the manual it says to get a insulated long screwdriver and carefully tune that when tuning the load. And be careful, because it's of course lethal voltages in it. One thing I guess I like about it, it uses a blower instead of a fan, and it's not sealed though. It's not a chimney and porter or anything, so it's just moving around air in there, so they just use that blower instead of a fan. I guess I like that better than a fan, but you know, neither here nor there. And then this one's one drive and two, the XL-250. The XL-150 is one drive and one small 6 kV6. This one has the two 6LF6 or family. XL-150, it uses the same board. They do up the voltage on the transformer as you go along. The XL-150 runs on, I believe, around 600 volts. And I think this 250 runs around 700 volts on the plate, and the 350 runs on 800 volts or so on the plate. And the 250 is one drive and two. The 150 is one drive and one. and the 350, and I think the 400 too is, or is it they call it the 450, is one driving 3. So, you know, that's a basic grounded grid amplifier, but they do super bias it, the driver tube only for the Supermod. And also a little unique, it's got a RF output indicator light and a meter. That kind of seems redundant, and no preamp on this one. And it looks like factory. It's got you know, low voltage, 13 volts out, like you would get out of a power supply, but only, you know, a few hundred milliamps. And it says on it, let's see if we can turn it around to yeah, we got a short cord. I don't know if you can see that. To power a receive preamp. So I guess you could hook a DC receive preamp up to that, or a mobile one, and when you turn the amp on, it would power the preamp. It's, I guess, the way that would work. Kind of weird on that one. But anyway, been getting long-winded. Didn't mean to do that. So make sure everything's out the way, and we're gonna fire it up right quick. Hopefully it's all set. We got the big bad Tram D201A. That's a hot one, driving it. And we're just gonna be on the bench this time on a dummy load, and got it on Supermod on the high side. And we're on the 200 watt scale of the watt meter, RMS calibrated to a bird. And hopefully it should be warm enough. So let's key her down. So we're dead keying about 70 watts RMS. Audio. Talking about 140, 150. Hello. Whistling, we put in the 200 watt scale in the corner, and that's what the Supermod from a 70 watt dead key, and we're gonna put it on the 2000 watt scale, still on RMS. You know, the 2000 said we dead keying at 100. Audio, and we're talking about audio 225 RMS still on a dummy load. And last week, that's gonna put it on peak on the Supermod with the big bad Tram D201A driving it. Audio, talking about 350 peak watts. And if you heard the guy yesterday, he said he was glad I'm going 10.7. I'm like, why you say that? I'm just a little mud duck. And he said, you loud. And that was it. This big bad Tram D201A, you know, it's got audio on its own, plus the Varmint XL-250 on Supermod. On the high side, it'll swing to about the same thing, but instead of dead keying around 70 or 100, it'll dead key about 150, 170 or so. And of course, you lose the Supermod. So we like things to swing. So we kind of like this with the Supermod. That's it, and my thoughts on the Varmint XL-250. Bye.